Hey everybody, welcome back. Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the 26th day of April 2023, I'm going to take you over to JM Bullion so we can look at the live spot prices. We can look at the inventory on those American Silver Eagles and the premiums on those American Silver Eagles. But before that, I'm going to welcome you to the live show this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. on the West Coast. Also, huge shout out and a big thank you to all of our channel members. Really appreciate all y'all. And if you are interested in joining, you might want to consider it's $1.99 a month. That's just less than a cup of coffee per month. It's 7 cents a day, maybe. Now, over here to JM Bullion. Looks like gold is up $1.39 to 20.1125. Silver's down a nickel to 25.23. Palladium, or actually platinum first, is up 13.18 to 11.2009, and palladium up 24.14 to 15.61 for. All right, so check this out. We have palladium above that $1,500 mark. We've got platinum well above that $1,000 mark right there. Silver's still holding tough above 25, and look at that, gold is above $2,000. So it looks like everything is hanging strong. But what do you see here? Well, you don't see is that orange triangle that says, look at that, availability in stock for all the American Silver Eagle products. And we actually heard that yesterday, well, tomorrow would be the in-stock date for the American Silver Eagles, but it actually is. Well, they're ready to go now. So let's look at the premiums here. You're looking at $23.97. $23.97 for the American Eagle premiums, and they are not getting any better, folks. Even when we dipped to $24, it was still $23.97. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Wanted to share that with you. Also, check this out. The United States Mints, yeah, even though they had a delivery over there, JM Bullion, no new tale to tell for the bullion sales at the United States Mint. Still nothing has changed whatsoever. But we do expect to see a large jump probably by May Day or maybe the end of April. I think that is May Day is May 1st on next Monday, and the 30th is Sunday. Wow, so that's going to happen pretty quick. So let's keep on keeping on. This is an important show, folks. Now, this is over here to the Google machine. I put bank failure, and this is really important. There's a lot of noise out there right now, what's going on and who's to blame and what had happened. And I don't know that you could get any information that would probably get you the right information that's like accurate. But when some of these articles intersect, I think that's where you can kind of say, okay, well, that's probably the truth, where they all meet up. And anyway, so check this out, how CEOs got away with millions in bonuses despite bank failures. Ouch, that's not good. I want to read this one to you here, right, though. Social media raises bank run risk, fueled Silicon Valley's collapse. So they're blaming social media, right, for fueling Silicon Valley's bank collapse. That's what a paper is saying. So we're going to read that in a second here. That's just outrageous, I think. But whatever. It says First Republic. Oh, that's another bank. That's 14 hours ago. Shares fall after more than $100 billion of withdrawals. Yeah. Banks are desperate for cash, folks. Let me tell you, they are super desperate for cash. They're so desperate for cash that they're not even giving out loans. They're not even loaning their money out. Check this out. Bank failures add another wrinkle to liquid natural gas projects already facing soaring costs, right? Because they're not going to give out any loans, right? Another bank failure. After bank failures, Minneapolis Ameriprise adds new offering to entice deposit. They need cash, folks. Remember when they used to give you a toaster or a toaster oven to make a deposit? Yeah, we might see that again soon, right? It says here, this is 16 hours ago. And folks, these are less than 24 hours ago. All these stories except that very first one up at the top. Shockwave from bank failures is hitting software stocks now. Yeah. So not only that, but the interest rate hikes that we got a few months ago, those interest rate hikes, we're going to start feeling the effects of those any day now, if not immediately, right? Credit Suisse collapsed, 75 billion exodus before the bank failed. Yikes. Good times. Silicon Valley bank collapse, Twitter fueled run, according to a study, one day ago. So they're looking for scapegoats for that poor management, right? First Republic stock plummets nearly 50% as banking trouble deepens. That was 18 hours ago. SVB, Signature Bank CEOs dodge pay clawbacks as future cuts loom. Now let's go to that CNBC article right there. This is by Tanea Machil, I guess. Published Monday, April 24. That was just 2 days ago at 10:40 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Title of this article is Social Media Raises Bank Run Risk, Fueled Silicon Valley Bank's Collapse. And I think what this really basically says, folks, look, what is social media for? It's for communicating, right? It's hey, I got an idea. I want to share something. Something happened to me. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it's all about. It's communicating what we're doing, what we've been through, yada, yada. You understand, right? It's just communicating. Hey, I can talk to you. You can talk to me. We can reach out. We don't know each other, and we're across the country. We've never met, but there we are, right? Okay, you get it. This is terrible. Now, I don't like this article, but that's just my opinion. After the sudden end of Silicon Valley Bank in March, market participants were quick to point out the role of social media played in the velocity of its failure. Wow, really? That's terrible. Now, about 6 weeks later, that's right, you can see the effects of that. Look at the precious metals market. A working paper co-authored by a group of university professors, okay, that's probably the reason, digs deeper into the cause and effect of social media in the case of SVB, arguing that greater exposure to social media amplifies bank-run risk and warning that other banks could face similar risks, meaning that if social media may have a larger part to play, right, in that amplifying a bank run in the future. Well, what does that even mean? Because let's face it, if this was in the news, wouldn't have done the same thing? Or is the news going to be holding that back, right? Something to think about. It says here, communication and coordination pose a risk to banks. Communication with each other and coordinating between each other pose a risk to banks. So if we all act together, that poses a risk to the power structure. Boy, I can't believe they just admitted that out loud. Wait, let me read that again. Communication and coordination pose a risk to banks. I wonder who else that would pose a risk to, especially when many of the deposits in the bank are uninsured. The academic paper says the amplification of bank runs via Twitter conversations is a unique opportunity to observe communication and coordination that shapes a critically important economic outcome. Distress in banks. Yikes. Furthermore, given the increasingly pervasive nature, that's pervasive, right? Nature of social media, getting into everything, communication on and off Twitter, we do not expect this risk to go away, but rather it is likely to influence other outcomes as well. And I imagine they're talking about YouTube, they're talking about TikTok, you name it, any other social media platform that allows users to communicate directly. Yeah, that's amazing. And would that ever be taken away from us? Absolutely. In March, Silicon Valley Bank, a firm that primarily serves startup businesses, became the biggest bank failure in the United States since the 2008 financial crisis and the second largest ever, all in a 48-hour period. That's right, folks. So I think it was Vladimir Lenin said that sometimes in decades, like nothing happens in decades, and then some decades happen in like weeks. I probably said that wrong, but whatever. I think you get the point. Now, members of the venture capital community of investors are in the very companies that got caught in the crisis have lamented their own role in it, spreading panic. Once called it a hysteria-induced bank run caused by VCs, right? VCs? I don't know. Didn't they talk about it being a management issue? Anyway, the authors of the working paper examined the original tweets, no retweets, from January 1st, 2020. Wow, that's pretty deep. And March 13, 2023, that include a financial institution cash tag, the stock ticker followed by the $. They also looked at stock price data and hourly stock returns from the first half of March to identify the impact of bank-related tweets on the stock return. The communication, that's really what they mean. Communication and coordination. During the run period, we find the intensity of Twitter conversation about a bank predicts stock market losses at the hourly frequency. The paper says these results are consistent with depositors using Twitter to communicate in real time during the bank run. I think that's a huge thing for folks, and these guys act like it's not. More importantly, SVB is not the only bank to face this novel risk channel. The authors wrote, open communication by depositor via social media increased the bank run risk for other banks. What are they going to do, folks, for other banks that were ex ante exposed to such discussions in social media? What are they going to do? And what is that report, right, going to do? Is it going to fuel anybody's ideas saying, hey, we can't have that, right? Now, here's another one. First Republic, this is BBC News, 14 hours ago. First Republic shares fall after more than 100 billion of withdrawals. Folks, they are strapped for cash. I'm telling you, I'll leave a link in the description for this, as well as this article here from Star Tribune. After bank failures, Minneapolis Ameriprise adds new offerings to entice deposits. Like I said, they are flush. They are not flush with cash. They need cash badly. They want your deposits. They want to give you toaster ovens. Now, over here to the plus ones today. This is Psalm 34:21 or 22, depending on. Now, the death blow of the wicked is evil. Let me read that again. I'm a little too hyped up for this one. The death blow of the wicked is evil, and the haters of righteous will be condemned. I think what that means, basically, if you wrap it all up and kind of soak it and absorb it, is that wicked people are going to be destroyed by the very evil that they set in motion. Kind of like you give a person enough rope and they're going to hang themselves. Yeah, something like that. Now let's head over here to 395 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is the age of Aquarius. Let the sunshine in, and that is the fifth dimension. I don't know why I forgot that, but there it is. Love this song. Great song. Hope you enjoy it as well. Listen, folks, that's all I got for you. This is a really big show, very important show. And listen, banking, it affects every single one of us, whether we're getting a loan, whether we're depositing, whatever we do. Every single aspect of our life, just about every day, has to do with banking, whether you're buying some food, whether you're paying a bill, you name it. So there it is. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Stacker out.